Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If you have not done so already, after you subscribe to this channel, there's a link below the video for you to subscribe to my Willie D Live Conversations channel on YouTube. That's where I host interviews with notable people, the most recent being Big U. We talked about a myriad of things, including accusations that he had some involvement in the murder of NIPSEY HUSSLE. Check out what he said, leave your comments, and I'll come back with mine.
Yeah, and there was also the rumor that, perhaps you were involved because Nip brought Khaled to the hood or something like that.
Which is so funny when Khaled was my friend, and
that didn't make sense to me.
It still don't make sense.
That made absolutely no sense to me. But also something else that didn't make sense to me. The hit didn't make sense to me because who takes his girl on a hit, and who goes if you're going to go do a hit? If it is a hit, if you're going to go do a hit, who goes to confront the guy? He already know I'm finna do this, dude. Who goes to confront the guy, leave, and then come back?
No, you got it wrong. He never left.
Well, they say he went to the car or something.
No, sir. See, and that's where people get it messed up, and that's where it get convoluted. They had words.
Right.
He went into Master Burgers and ordered a burger. Ordered a burger. After they had words.
Okay.
And sat in there on camera, walking around. And you can see the derangeness in his head. He sat in there with his shirt off. Then walked out. So he didn't leave like they make you think he had words with Nip. Left, changed his clothes, and came back. That's all untrue and unfactual. I didn't even know the facts of it. Till Street Gangs, Alonzo did it, and the brother had words with Nip from my understanding, because my big homeboy, Cousin Kerry, was there. He's the one who got shot in the ass. He's one of the ones that got shot. And dude left. Stopped, go to order some food or had whatever he had did, sat in there, and then left and went and did what he did. Left and changed, went to the car, and came back and shot bro. And you can see something was trailing in the dude's head. But they omit that to make people think that it was a hit. It sounds better. The man actually sat there. So so now you gotta add that in there. Who gonna do a hit? You gonna have words, go order you a burger or some fries, whatever you order, and then...
Yeah, and that's another thing. Nobody's arguing that's coming to do a hit. Ain't nobody, you're not arguing with nobody. If you coming to do something, that's what you're going to do.
Right.
And then you out. So yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense to me either, man. But I wanted to speak on that because that is it's still that's fresh today. People are still saying having these same conversations today.
But that goes to show you that no matter what you do in life, somebody always got to have a bad guy. But all of that is shot in the ass when the man said on the stand, or the man said through his lawyer why he did what he did.
Did you know him?
Not at all.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, the 60s is a very big unit. Like I said, 4,000 or 5,000 dudes coming and going. He wasn't in my age bracket, and I wasn't in entertainment and music. That was, in fact, they kid. You got your team. Jay, but your boys ain't gonna know Jay. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it may be your top dudes who fuck with you every single day who know Jay, but your boys not gonna know Jay.
Right.
Because you got your own team. Nip had his own team. Dude was a part of Nip team. You understand what I'm saying? So it wouldn't have been nobody for me to know. We wouldn't have never had a setting where we'd have been talking, we'd have been, you know what I mean? And believe me, like I say, this case was investigated by the highest level of the branch. That man got a letter from the president.
Well, I know for a fact if they could get you, they'd get you.
And
if they thought for a second that you had something to do with it and they could prove it, you out of here.
They wouldn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy because you do the family a disjustice. And you got a lot of people that do the family disjustice when you keep this bull crap alive, you know, and not focus on what really happened.
All right, fam, what's the verdict? If you go to the Willie D Live Conversations channel, you'll see a mixed bag of comments. Some people are saying they think you did it. Others are saying it was some street stuff. And then you got those who are asking me, why did I give this gang member a platform? All right, let me answer the latter. Big U already got a platform. I invited him on the show because he's a former gang member and he has information and instructions to help a lot of youngsters who are thinking about getting in the gang or thinking about staying in the gang or getting out of the gang navigate through this wild, crazy, beautiful world. That's why I invited him on the show. And let me say this too. Nipsey Hussle was a friend. If I thought for one moment that Big U really had something to do with his death, I would not have sat down and talked to him. I would not have been able to keep my composure like that because Nipsey Hussle's death, it knocked me off my feet. Fam, it took the air out of my lungs. It stopped my heart from beating. I couldn't believe Nip, out of all people, would be murdered, especially by his own people, the people that he loved the most, the people that he helped the most. I could not believe that. So no, I don't think for one moment that Big U had something to do with his death. And that's the thing, fam. Anytime there's some beef and somebody who is involved in a beef dies, and that person who they was beefing with is around, invariably people gonna try to tie them to that person's murder. That's just the way it is. And I think that's unfortunate for Big U because no matter what he's did in the past, I mean, we ain't none of us perfect and we've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God and our parents' expectations. But if you ain't did something, you don't want to be accused of something. All of us are guilty of doing wrong at some point, and there's different levels of doing wrong. I get that. But what I'm saying is, you don't mind being accused for what you've actually done wrong, but you don't want to be accused of something you didn't do. And I just don't think that Big U is guilty of that. I don't think he's guilty of that. Obviously, I was not there. But the main thing that makes me think it was not a hit, and this is before people started blaming Big U. This is before I knew anything about the case. When I saw dude kicking Nip, I was like, that's personal. That's personal. That ain't no hit. That's personal. I didn't know the details. I didn't know that Nip had called him a snitch. I didn't know that dude had left Nip's place of business and went and got a burger and walked around looking lost, went back to his car and then came back and shot. I didn't know none of that. I just know, I know the kind of mannerisms. Hey, when you going to do something like that, a hit is just a hit. You show up, you take care of the business, and you out. You in and out. You don't walk up to a person, leave, come back, go get something to eat, come back, and then start shooting. And then after you shoot, you take the time to kick a man. You don't do all of that. That ain't how it go. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.